You guys can make it back to the
Again.
game. Yeah.
Really?
The Vikings.
The Vikings are playing tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna lose, so it
That's a.
Now you're on record there, Paul. Is
doesn't-
there any additions to the agenda? If not, do I have a motion to accept the minutes, unless there's changes on that?
Make a motion to approve.
Paul makes a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Eric. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. I'll let Eric talk a little bit about the borough and how
Sure.
that's coming.
So I went over and got the ear and looked at the borough statue at the high school, and brought the ear home with me, and I'm in the process of trying to grab some of the supplies. I'll need some molding plaster, I think molding plaster, which is kind of hard to come by around here, and shipping is super expensive, so I might be driving to Sioux Falls to pick some up, I think a week from today, unless they have a better shipping option. They do ship, but they said anything over 50 pounds gets pretty spendy. So
That's a heavy year.
yeah, well, and I haven't done this for a while, so I mean, I could use 50 pounds, and it gets mixed in with liquid, and it's surrounding the ear, and it has to be fairly large. So it's not that expensive. It's like $25 a bag. But
But that's one thing you could always count on, was pretty reasonable price shipping, but obviously not.
Not anymore, Paul.
they said UPS, the guy down in Sioux Falls was telling me UPS has said anything over 49 pounds is outrageous now.
Even, Speedy doesn't go down there?
Speedy does. They were going to check with that. They thought Speedy would be about half the price. The other place that I found that had it was in Massachusetts, and they said, I was thinking about getting 3 bags. They said, and it didn't change the price much for 3 bags. It was like $76 or $78 for the bags, and then shipping added on. What did I tell you? Like $285
Something like that.
or something with shipping. So $200 and some dollars.
Well, I know that Speedy ships out of Sioux Falls, because I get things from my waste store furnace out of Sioux Falls, but that's
Yeah.
how they ship it to Speedy.
Yeah. So anyway, I
What if
should
you
have.
split the order up?
Huh?
If you split the order up, would it be?
Yeah, I could start with a bag and see if that's enough. Like I said, I haven't done it for a while. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 before I get it to work well. So 2 molds,
Yeah,
okay.
not 3.
I mean, I could try.
We have confidence in you.
Yeah.
We're doing 2.
Yep. But anyway, that's
Well,
where
he's
I'm
got the
at.
tail to do too, so.
Tail, okay.
And the tail, I was talking to Lee that I'll probably just kind of slap some on and sculpt it on there over the rebar.
Just as long as it looks the same way it did before, except not
It'll
broken.
look better.
Nobody will know because it hasn't been there for a while, so they don't remember what it
The
looks.
thing is, they're gonna pull out their picture on their phone, and they're gonna say.
It won't have that
"That's
close
what
of
to say."
detail.
Yeah.
So-
I'll change the colors a little bit.
Ooh, don't do that, you'll get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay.
Just got to get over there someday, or whenever you're going to work on it.
How heavy is that whole burrow?
It's on wheels now, right? So
It's on wheels, but it takes about 4 kids or more to lift it.
Ooh.
Just the burrow, not the base?
Just the burrow. You wouldn't be able to lift the base.
and you were talking about possibly building a base too, right?
Well, the base is already
The
done.
base is
Oh,
good, it just
okay.
needs to be painted.
Okay, so, okay,
There's nothing wrong with that.
okay.
No. We talked about putting like more edging around the
Or like
outside
a
of
bumper.
it. Bumper to try to, because that was part of it, they get up with the weird, and then, you know, maybe keep people from riding the burro and breaking the ear off and the tail and all that kind of stuff. So
How'd they make the base? Pour it or?
they poured it.
Okay.
It's hollow, so
Oh,
somewhat, but it's still not light.
sounds good.
Okay. Next time is new members. Can always, if you guys have any ideas for people that want to be on here, they don't have to be official members.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add on that, Paul?
Did
Anybody got
Sarah,
any ideas?
did Sarah Jen ever want to join?
She was interested until she found out that we were doing the beautification, the housing cleanup. But now that we're not doing that, maybe she might be interested. Maybe now that we're not doing that.
I mentioned it to Amanda Johnson, and Sarah and my wife. Amanda's doing a practice at the high school, otherwise she said she might have come.
Okay.
So you'll follow up with Amanda?
Yeah, I can do my whole group. I think I invited all of them.
Well, I have to run an ad for planning and zoning. You want me to add in there that we're looking for beautification members too?
You can,
We could put them both on that board too.
Yep.
yeah. That's pretty bare now.
Plans on.
They must be applying to it.
We do, yeah. Extraterritorial and planning and zoning.
How many are on there right now? So you got
Four.
Four of you, Bruce and you and
Matt.
and you and Brad and
Brent.
Brent.
Yep. Yep, Kevin is out.
And then any ideas for things that you want to work on for the summer, for the spring?
If we're gonna hold off on the streets for a while, I guess I'd like to see some painting done. Get some pricing or something.
Painting.
You know, for stop lines or sidewalks or curbing, you know, stuff like that. It's just looks bare and we could make it look better.
Well, I even thought about new street signs.
Yeah, that'd be nice too.
I seen somewhere down in Iowa, they have a folded flag in the park. Like it's a lit up, it's a post and then it has a frame that's looks like a folded flag.
Really?
And then it lights up in there. There's 7 of them. I know Paul likes his flags. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Another thing I'm looking at is, and I've talked to the vets club a little bit about is having more, having like a memorial, you know, like if we could maybe get it done at the courthouse by the memorial wall, but having like where they have the kind of half moon with the different branch flags, right, the poles, and see if we could put that in there.
We talked about that out here too, just doing like
But right.
a flag of all the
Right.
services.
Yeah. And I'm kind of torn on that because it would be nice over here, but it is nice. It would be nice next to memorial walls there too. So, but I'm talking
With the
to
fighter jet over there too.
Actually,
Fighter
I was
jet
just
over
gonna-
there
fighter
too.
jet over there.
I was just gonna bring that up. Someone at the bank at Goose River asked if I could paint that jet, and I was like, well, I did some checking and no, I can't, but
Was it Bob?
Bob probably.
Because the Vets Club, or one of the groups, is in charge of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm not, like the body shop would probably be better
Right.
and it has to be a certain, like that's something else you don't want to mess up the colors on.
It'd be nice to fix the fence there too, or
Yeah.
take it out or something. Figure out something on it. But if you take it out, then people want to climb it on.
And then look at the-
Maybe that's one place you guys wanna, maybe we start there, that's right on the highway. Too,
For
just
something to do.
something to beautify and make it look a little better.
If we leave the fence, it just seems like it always is too much work for the whoever to take care of the weeds, and then it's like,
I don't know if it's too much work, it's just making sure somebody's on it.
you know,
Because it seems like when you point it out to them, then finally somebody gets over there and does something with it, so. Just a
Is
matter
it, I wonder how much, like, I've seen them mounted on a pole or up in the air, you know, at a slant. That would be something.
for the fires and stuff.
And then you would need a fence, yeah.
Boston has one, or
Hatton does, Hatton does. I think there's
I think it seems like there's a jet.
There's a lot of them out there that are that way.
probably have to point it north, northwest.
Maybe.
Just get a B-52 in there or something. Upgrade it.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or ideas or?
I'd like to try and get some fence up in Railroad Park.
Yeah.
Get a plan for Railroad Park.
I would too.
That would be nice. Did I give you your tape measure back?
I think so.
I think.
We need to get some funds.
And we can't get the funds unless we have a plan.
Right.
I'm not paying a lot of money for
A plan.
For a
a
plan.
plan. Because I'm not looking for any, because to start with, you know, just something to me as simple as, okay, let's get the fence in.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna we wanna put, because we need to get more trees that we can decorate in there. I talked to Roy, he said there wouldn't be any problem putting outlets in there. We should just let him know, we could, there's some outlets in there. He said, and then I wouldn't mind seeing us put at least one cement slab with a little shelter over it for a picnic table, you know, and, you know, just kind of start there. This is what we're gonna do, and then kind of work from there, but we can't really, until we get that fence in, you know, we're gonna be kind of.
It doesn't need to be a fully surrounded fence, does it? It just needs to
I'm
be.
thinking if we can just get it from over this point over to the, even get it over to the intersection to start with,
Right. Yeah.
instead of going all the way down.
Yeah, we don't have to go all the way down. It's just the intersection that we can come
Do
back
we need to come up along the sidewalk too then?
to the
Like
sidewalk.
towards,
Just,
Just.
well, you have to go around that little,
Around that little
oh, yeah,
communications
the corner.
board.
Yep.
that those, but, yes, it should go from the sidewalk, come down, then it can go back and then.
I borrowed I kept the tape measure because I was gonna measure how big everything is. I'm not a landscape architect, but I could throw some sort of thing together maybe if I had measurements.
Well, we just gotta decide, are we gonna go with, I hate going with a, chain link fence because then it's,
I was thinking like those, like the black, not wrought iron, but it's just black, like square tube fence,
right, there's that, or
right, small 1x1.
I thought, like, could you use the white vinyl fence and then that's a backdrop if we wanted later on to have different things on it?
Yeah.
I thought it would be better to have something where it's flat surface so we could add.
Would it help with noise also?
Right. And that was
Maybe worry
about
breaking.
or, you know, it doesn't have to be that, it could be, I even thought about, you know, you could pound
What,
iron.
do they have just a regular fence at the football field? If they got all those cups in,
Yeah, those cups are not cheap.
they're not cheap either.
They're just like red solo cups.
No, it's pudding cups, there's special things.
By not cheap, you're talking
I think that was like $3,000
$3,000.
at that time, which is 10 years ago.
It's 10 grand now.
It's cheaper now because they got it mastered.
Oh, right.
You gotta figure it out.
So the what was I gonna say? I thought you could also put like I-beams and then we could just put tongue and groove.
Oh,
going up in between the I-beams. Kind of like what they do along the interstates
Yep.
as a sound barrier, because then it gives you a little bit more.
It's pretty heavy duty.
Right. And it's usually treated, or you could use cedar or something that would help.
So the problem is how to pay for it then?
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to pay for it.
Someone said, I think I asked the people in Jamestown, they said there was a some grant, Bush grant or something. I can't remember, but
Bush grant? Yeah, possibly.
I don't know, there was
Do like a sponsor wall or something.
Well, that was part of it. I thought if we could.
That's why I asked on the cups, because I was thinking we could maybe get people to sponsor something, so you could have different teams as you go along, what it might be, and then you could put, someplace in there as far as who it was sponsored by, or you could just make one sign and say, sponsored it, because you may get.
Or you could say, if it's a white fence or the I-beams with wood, you could say this is what it costs, and if you want that section, you can put whatever you want within reason on that section.
no, sounds more like a billboard. I mean, if they want to sponsor it, they should just,
Well,
you could put a plaque or something.
Let's look at it from a painting standpoint. If you were to do something, to put something up to where you wanted to where you'd have projects where people could paint a certain section, they could present with us with what they might want to do, and then we could have that, and those teams could be there for 5 years or whatever, however long that paint will last, but we'd always be able to update it
Right.
as you go along and change it, and then.
Well, and I wasn't thinking like the whole thing, but
Sure.
they could.
Yeah,
But maybe then they could say, all right, here's your pick of things, and you could, we have these ideas, you guys get to pick, if you're buying this section, you could have your logo in X spot, and then you pick the design you want.
Like, you just got me thinking, when they put up that sugar beet in Halston, they were just like, it was structured for how much you wanted to donate, it could be like, it was like a sugar packet size, or, a bag of sugar, or a rail car full of sugar, it's like different prices and stuff like that.
Maybe we do each section as a different type of car, and then
Yeah.
as far as a train team being in Railroad Park,
Yeah.
I sometimes think, I know there was an article some time ago about the founder, or whether the town was named after. Is their family have money?
James J. Hill.
Is there?
Or, I mean, he didn't found it though, right?
No, it was named after.
Right, who's,
Oh, it
yeah,
was.
the town.
Oh,
Hillsboro.
wow.
Yeah, so
It was in
because they're
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis or something. I'd have to find that. Well, you'd probably get the banner online. You could probably just punch in his name and it would come up with the article. But I'm often wondering if that family did have some resources,
Foundations or
maybe if they had the resources, and hey, we want to, we call this Railroad Park, and we know that you were on this, would you be interested in helping fund some of this park?
Or talking like, is Burlington Northern or whatever.
Right.
Train comes
They're right
through
by
here. Or,
I think James Street Hill is right by St. Paul's Cathedral, actually.
So
That's a good idea though.
if we wanted to go with the railroad theme, so.
I know, I think Amanda said she was the one that brought up painting the railroad car.
Right, something different, and I don't know that would go over.
With the town.
Isn't that traditional colors?
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think
Painted
it
and
could, but I
everything
doubt
else.
that you're gonna get
No.
people to support changing that, so the people that.
Is
brought
it,
that.
it's owned by the city or is it borrowed by the?
It's owned by the city,
Okay.
but there was certain people at times that,
Get those windows shut, get those doors welded or something. Is the window on the lookout up top? That's open.
yeah.
Door is always swinging open. Do we have a budget line at all? Sales tax?
Possibly.
I also talked to, this isn't maybe necessarily beautification, as much as more bringing awareness about getting lights on the billboards out by the interstate. Because all that's there, it's just a matter of finding it. And I know Roy was looking to see if they had anything in the scrap pile, so to speak, that they had that maybe might work. So it'd be nice to get something out there, especially this time of year. It's dark half the time, you know, and the thing is, you're coming out the interstate, you're probably more apt to see it in the wintertime with the lights on it than the summertime, because now you're drawn to it with the lights, so.
The one
They
right
could
by
just,
And
is
that's
there
something-
electricity out there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, you could probably just throw on some solar, something.
Right, yeah, so he's supposed to be working on getting me some idea on what that might cost. And, you know, I was thinking about, we'll see what kind of cost it comes up, then I was gonna ask Jason Lovis what he's got on his grain bin, because it seems to light up that flag pretty good. I'm
We
not
just
sure
put
what he,
regular lights on,
did he? So I'm not sure what he put on
just
it.
regular LED like pod light bars that you're trying to.
That's kind of what I'm thinking may be adequate, I don't know, you know, so. There again, it all comes back to how fancy you want to get, you know, so. Because I think it could be just that simple, so. Because also he's working on getting the light for the flag working again, too, over here by the clock. Because there's a light up there, but it's just not working, so there's wire and everything there, it's just a matter of getting that spotlight on there.
They were supposed to fix it,
So,
but obviously that, they didn't come back.
so.
Had a lot of projects, just not a lot of funds.
Right.
Well, but also on the fun side, I think we can find, if you have a plan, I think you can find some funding. I don't think, you know, depending upon how big the project is, I think you can find the funding for any project that's a good idea. It's a good idea that you can get support behind it. I think you can find the funding, so, but it's gotta be a, you know.
I like that railroad theme though, that'd be.
Yeah. With the street signs, I've noticed a lot of them get bent. Is that from the snow being thrown at the signs and?
Or high wind sometimes, but
Mainly
mainly the snow.
And they're supposed to be being made more aware of that, so. I know John, they know that they failed in making sure that didn't happen, you know, so.
Well,
obviously-
if we did get them replaced, it'd be nice not to happen.
Oh, yeah, well, that would be kinda,
Yeah.
I think, I would hope that would be, they would know by that point that they have to, yes, an accident can happen, especially when somebody new is doing
Oh, for
it.
sure.
But, hopefully by then they'd have enough experience that they're.
I don't know, what do you think could get the most? Or if you pick something that's maybe easy that people can get behind.
I think it'd be nice to do that memorial with all the branches.
At the courthouse.
Do that to get county's blessing, I guess.
Well, and the thing about there is you have a lot of vets, so you're gonna get, when I talked to them about a tall, big flag, they were, you know, they wanted this, they were interested in listening to it, putting it at the courthouse. But that would just turn out to be too much money to replace those every year and things like that, so we never pursued it. But I can't imagine that, you know, I would doubt that we'd have issues finding funding for something like that. But you'd have to get, and I know, have you been to, they said they got something similar to that in Grand Forks, north of Menards?
Yep.
I've never been there, so I'm, you know, I've seen a few pictures of places and I kinda got an idea, but,
You just go north Menards, then there's that roundabout. It's just on the north side of that roundabout.
So it's like just different pedestal kind of things for.
so it'd be the different branch of the flag. It's, you know, you have the US flag and then you'd have a different, in kind of a semi.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there.
And that Warren has got another thing that Warren's got that I thought would work good out here, even in Railroad Park. I don't know, have you seen, have you been to Warren, anybody? They have a veteran sitting on a bench with a dog as a companion. I wonder if I could find that.
Like a bronze statue type thing.
Yeah, like a bronze statue.
Oh, like Shields kind of.
It's really, it's really expensive, I guess, but I guess if Warren can fundraise for it or get it, why couldn't we do something, you know?
Well, maybe if we get enough others on
And not
to
to
help
say
us.
right, not to say that something like that couldn't be done at the courthouse too, you know?
Sure, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than what I was thinking.
Right,
but-
I was just thinking some flagpole.
Yeah, flagpoles, yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. I know West Fargo just had one too in there on Cheyenne Street, like a sculpture.
Well, I have something that came up, so we gotta get going, but if you guys wanna keep talking, you sure can, and otherwise, do you wanna adjourn? And
Yeah, I think we got a lot of things to look at,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, is there a
I'll
second? All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Okay.